Sure, we all get that wrestling is a wild and risky sport, but one thing is clear, it's not life-ending. Still, there have been pretty rare instances where WWE wrestlers have ended up causing real-life casualties both in and out of the ring. It's not the usual scenario, but stick with us in this video as we discuss WWE wrestlers who have killed in real life. Getting right into it, you've probably heard of Jimmy Superfly Snuka, but what you might not know is his history with murder. Back in the day, Snuka was well known to fans when wrestling was still a serious business. This was a few years before it became sport entertainment. You know what's even cooler? Snuka inspired Mick Foley to become a wrestler. But as glamorous as Jimmy Snuka's life looked, behind the scenes were pretty dark. Snuka struggled with substance abuse, especially cocaine. He was also quite difficult to be around, probably because of his strength. So he started traveling with a woman named Nancy Argentino, whom he was reportedly dating. Fun fact, Snuka was actually married to another woman while he was dating Nancy. They met at a wrestling event and eventually started traveling together from city to city while Snuka was wrestling. But it wasn't all fun and traveling. Along the way, there were some rumors about domestic abuse. These concerns became much more valid in January of 1983 when there was an incident at a hotel where the two were staying. About 4 months later, in May 1983, Nancy Argentino died after an event in Allentown. Apparently, she hit her head, but a lot of people weren't buying it. Police investigated, but no charges were laid against Snuka. Here's where things got a little messy. Nancy's family filed a death lawsuit against Snuka and scored a settlement of $500,000, but Snuka never coughed up the cash, and the criminal case went cold. After this, Snuka went back to the wrestling ring. 30 years later, the Morning Call newspaper dusted off the case and started digging. Documents emerged, and all fingers pointed to Snuka. Cue the grand jury, and Snuka was charged with third-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter. Snuka got arrested in 2015. He was declared unfit to stand trial. Competency issues, health problems, and a diagnosis of stomach cancer and dementia followed. But here's the thing. Prosecutors were able to present evidence of Snuka wrestling in the same year he claimed health woes, suggesting maybe he might be faking it. The defense was able to counterclaim that Snuka was a shell of a man. In June 2016, the judge ruled Snuka unfit to stand trial. His attorney dropped the bomb that he had 6 months to live due to a terminal illness. All charges were dismissed. Snuka, the Superfly, passed away in 2017. As for the WWE, they swiftly removed Snuka from the Hall of Fame section on their website, and his profile also vanished into thin air. This next wrestler might not have had evil intentions, but his moves didn't exactly earn him a Good Sportsmanship Award. WWE Hall of Famer. Scott Hall is one of the darkest figures in the business, not just because of his wrestling prowess, but his dark past. Scott Hall burst into the wrestling industry in May 1992 under the name Razor Ramon within the WWF. He soared to fame, winning the WWF Intercontinental Championship 4 times and carving his niche as the bad guy. But in May 1996, Hall said goodbye to the WWF and jumped ship to the rival WCW. There, he teamed up with wrestling heavyweights like Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash to form the notorious New World Order faction. During his time in the WCW, Hall added an array of titles to his collection, including the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship twice, the WCW World Television Championship once, and a whopping 7 WCW World Tag Team Championships. However, in February 2000, he bid farewell to WCW, only to return to WWF, renamed WWE, in 2002 for a brief stint. His wrestling journey didn't stop there. Hall grappled his way through various promotions like Extreme Championship Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. In TNA, he even won the TNA World Tag Team Championship alongside Kevin Nash and Eric Young. But hold up, his bad guys wrestling escapades didn't culminate until June 2016, when he faced his final opponent in the ring. Despite not winning a world championship in a major promotion, Hall's wrestling legacy left a mark. However, Hall continuously battled alcoholism and substance abuse throughout his career and later life. Despite these, he earned a spot in the WGWE Hall of Fame in 2014 as a singles competitor and, fittingly, as a member of the iconic Amy Wu in 2020. Now, let's rewind to the days when Scott Hall was not just a wrestler, but a bartender at a joint with a pretty interstate name, The Original Dollhouse, in Orlando, Florida. On January 15, 1983, Hall got into an argument with a patron over a woman, and it was dramatic. The patron got angry and decided to unleash his fury on Hall's car. Amid the chaos, the patron brought out a gun. However, Hall was able to disarm the patron. The problem was how he did it. Scott Hall didn't only collect the gun from the patron, but he fired the gun and killed the man. Even though Hall didn't intend to kill the man, Hall found himself facing charges of second-degree murder for taking a life in the heat of the moment. Hall didn't go to jail, though. There wasn't enough evidence to convict him, and since it was in self-defense, he was able to live as a free man. Although Scott didn't really consider himself free, as he was continuously haunted by the fact that he took a life.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and before you leave, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss the next ones.